Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for my client Robbie's vlogs. And we had a really good week. Obviously, his bench did the worst relative to other stuff because, again, his bench tends to be his weakest link. And I've discussed in the past why that is. But on his 95% training max week, he managed to get 4 reps on the bench. 4 reps. So that puts us off to a good start for the week. On all his other lifts, he got 5 reps, which means those training maxes have to go up. And in fact, when he sent me this stuff and we were chatting about it, he's like, why does my 95% week seem disproportionate to the others? And I explained to him that the week 2 of each wave for him seems to be his weakest. And it has to do with, again, I've said in the past, we deload him every 4 weeks. He's made phenomenal gains. We put pretty much in kilos, like 20 kilos, over 40 pounds of body weight on him, most of it muscle. Again, because if people can go back and watch part 1 of this and see where he started, and they're like, wow, yeah, he's really skinny. So we put a lot of size on him in 2 years. But we do have tendon problems. He does have joint problems and things, and so we deload frequently. And his volumes are not super high. We do our main work. We do 5x10 back off work for it, and we only have a handful of supplemental lifts for him these days. We only have a handful. We do chin-ups and pull-ups. We do some dumbbell pressing. We do band press downs. All right? And then he does things like, right now we're doing lunges. We do lunges. We do hanging leg raises. And that's pretty much it. That's what we do at the moment. And he does hyperextensions for his low back, right? We do 45-degree hyperextensions on deadlift day. And, he doesn't need a lot of supplemental. And people will notice his supplemental is slightly higher for his upper body, mainly because his legs and posterior chain have done really well. But squatting 160 kilos, it's a little over 350 pounds for 5 reps. Again, keeping in mind, when he started, he was a sub 200 squatter. That original squat that I put up of him doing at the end of the first clip was 190 pounds. And he was like maxing out on it. All right. And we do a lot of specialty bar work. People notice, well, he only benches close grip. Again, he's had a lot of major shoulder inflammation that was there when he came on. We've never fully dealt with it. It's never fully gone away. So we tend to do a lot of stuff like this just to make life easier on his shoulders. All right, we do a lot of this stuff. So I let him use specialty bars as often as he wants. Any week where he wants to come in and do only specialty bars for squatting, that's what we do. So he likes the cambered bar a lot. So he does the cambered bar for his tens, right? We do the back off work with the cambered bar. He does his lunges and split squats and things. We do those. He likes a safety bar for those. So that's what we do. Again, just bring up his quads and glutes a little bit. All right, bring up the quads, glutes, the adductors a little bit with some easier to recover from stuff. Because keep in mind, people say, well, people could just do more squats. Well, not necessarily. We do a lot of axial loading. Right? Look how much squatting, deadlifting, overhead pressing this young man does. Right? It's a lot. Movements like this allow us to continue to build those muscles up with less axial loading. It's like you guys see me do the belt squat. I do most of my squatting on the belt squat. And I'm inching in on a world record right now for my class. I'm going to do my singles with a barbell. All right, I build my squat muscles these days with the belt squat and with sled drags. Now, deadlifting is a different beast. I love to deadlift. I could take the same approach to deadlifting for a lot of lifters, and I've done that in the past, but I'd rather use my recovery on the deadlifts. I love deadlifting. But then he does, of course, hanging leg raises. So, his squat day here, though, is, we squat, does some lunges, we do some hanging leg raises. All right, and he's done. And it ends up being about 10 sets or so for his quads, glutes, all that stuff, adductors. Press day, he got 5 reps with his 95% training max, which means on all this stuff, all his training maxes have to go up. All these training maxes have to go up. All right. But this was good. And this is strict pressing. This is what I want to see. I've had Robbie a long time. You guys can tell some of my lifters I haven't had as long, and I get on them about the ego of, I take the overhead press away from a bunch of them because they can't quit ego lifting on it. Watch Robbie. Strict press. He does the strict press. He pauses every rep off the chest. Right? We pause at the bottom. No cheating. No hip drive, no leg drive. Strict pressing. And this will bring his bench up. This is what's going to help bring his bench up a lot over time. Of course, there he is doing his chins afterwards. We do chins. Then he's doing dumbbell presses. And normally I want those on his bench day, but he likes to do his bench day at home and he doesn't have dumbbells at home. So we make it work. As long as he gets them in on an upper day, I'm okay with that because then he can do his tricep stuff on the bench day. A lot of my guys who run a 4-day squat, bench, deadlift, press setup, I try to do all their chest work on their bench day and then extra arm work on their overhead press day. But in his case, it's just a matter of convenience. And so, again, I let him do it this way. It all balances out. All right. Deadlift day. 200 kilos. That is 441 pounds for those of you who only know freedom units for 5 reps. And yes, he's using a hook grip. 5 reps with a hook grip. Look at those clean lockouts. Look at that. No hitching. Locks back, holds it at the top every rep. All right. He can deadlift over 500 now, almost, I promise you, based off that. Of course, then we do our back off work. He does 5 by 10. And I have him do the hyper extensions, but I guess he didn't have them at home. He did these deadlifts at home this time. So he just did the hanging leg raises. And again, I'm not that worried. Why? Because we did 8 total sets of deadlifts here. His lower back got a lot of work. If he doesn't have access to the hyperextension, I'm okay. His whole posterior chain will grow off of this. All right, and then he finishes up with hanging leg raises. Next week we deload, which again we'll put up on camera for you guys because he has to deload. We still struggle with recovery issues for him. So he does 3 hard training weeks, then a deload. And that's how we program Robbie, and that's how he's made the progress that he does. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.